Good evening. This is Mary Caltrider, and welcome to the 5 o'clock news. Our first story today is about Indigo bus transportation system. 6 central Indiana counties are a signature away from a referendum on expanding the Indigo bus system. The House and Senate have given their blessing for Marion County and 5 others to let voters decide whether to authorize a local income tax hike to create more comprehensive bus service. The bill lets Indy's City County Council and county councils in Hamilton, Johnson, Hancock, Madison, and Delaware counties vote on whether to place the referendum on the November ballot. Speeding over to the State House, a package of business tax cuts is on its way to Governor Pence. After spending much of the session with competing bills to cut the business and personal property tax, the House and Senate approved a version combining elements of both. Counties will have the option of eliminating the tax on new equipment or on bus without much equipment to tax. Moving to same-sex marriage. For the second time in a week, a federal lawsuit has been filed challenging Indiana's ban on same-sex marriage. 3 lesbian couples who were denied marriage license at their county's clerk offices filed the suit in U.S. District Court in Indianapolis. The lawsuit says clerks in Boone, Porter, and Lake counties denied marriage license applications for the couples. Gun issues are keeping legislators on their toes. Legislators have approved a bill allowing guns on school property as long as the weapons are locked in the trunk of a car. Supporters argue the change closes a loophole that could lead to felony charges against a law-abiding citizen who has to dash into a school for a quick meeting. Opponents contend the bill could have tragic consequences. In national news, John Kerry on Russia, U.S. Secretary, warns Russia it could face a very serious series of sanctions if it proceeds with the annexation of Crimea. Kerry meets with Russia's foreign ministers in London today. Residents of Crimea vote Sunday on whether to join Russia, but the U.S. and the European Union say that referendum violates Ukraine's constitution and international law. Traders looking for safety in their investments are moving their money into U.S. government debt and utility stocks. As the rhetoric intensifies between the United States and Russia, the stock market was retreating yesterday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had dropped 200 points in afternoon trading, finishing the day off by 231. Florida Republican David Jolly is the newest member of the U.S. House of Representatives. Jolly narrowly defeated Democrat Alex Sink in a special election last Tuesday. Republicans had described the vote as a vote on the president and his unpopular health care law. The House district in Tampa area had been considered a toss-up. The seat had been held by Republican Bill Young for decades, until he passed away last October. The line of people wanting to attend a marijuana industry job fair was 2 city blocks long in Denver yesterday. Organizers of the event had heard from more than 600 job seekers who were planning to be there. A company which manufactures vaporizers and other devices made to be used with medical marijuana put the job fair together to meet its own staffing needs and build a list of candidates for other companies in the new industry. President Obama orders the U.S. Department of Labor to take steps which allow American workers to earn more overtime pay. The president says the economy continues to recover from the dear recession, but he says many working families are still struggling. In the same Thursday message, he urged Congress to raise the minimum wage and pass laws ensuring equal pay for equal work. In sports, the Big Ten tournament got off with a bang last night when the Illinois Fighting Illini defeated the Indiana Hoosiers yesterday in the first round of the Big Ten tournament 64-54. Tracy Abrams scored 25 points for the Fighting Illini to go along with 7 rebounds. Rayvonte Rice also had 13 points for Illinois. Yogi Ferrell led the way for the Hoosiers with 14 points, while Will he scored 13 points, and Troy Williams had 11. The Hoosiers only shot 35% from the field and also committed 16 turnovers. Indiana finishes the season at 17-15 overall and 7-11 in the Big Ten. 24th ranked Ohio State narrowly defeated Purdue yesterday, 63-61 in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. LaQuinton Ross for Ohio State led all scorers with 19 points and 15 rebounds, and Aaron Craft added 16 points for the Buckeyes. A.J. Hammond scored 15 points for Purdue, grabbed 9 rebounds, and also had 5 blocks. Ronnie Johnson scored 12 points for the Boilermakers, and Tyrone Johnson and Kendall Stevens both scored 10. Purdue shot 41% from the field and 20% from three-point range, and also had 17 turnovers. Ohio State shot slightly worse at 36%, but only 1 for 14 from behind the arc for a dismal 7%. Purdue finishes 15-17 overall and 5-13 in the Big Ten. In NBA news, the Indiana Pacers face the Philadelphia 76ers tonight at 7 p.m. Indiana is 47-17 overall and leads the Eastern Conference by 2 games over the Miami Heat. Philadelphia is 15-49 overall and has not won a game since January 29th, losing 18 straight games in a row. Andrew Bynum will sit out of tonight's game due to rest and will play in the Pacers' next game Saturday night against the Detroit Pistons. And that's all for today's evening news. This is Mary Caltrider signing off from CHTV Channel 99.